Welcome back to the kitchen. I'm so excited to see you. Today we're making something that is a fan favorite, sopes de chorizo. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make the beans, not quite from scratch, but I promise they will be so delicious. Then we can go ahead and assemble and eat. Quick little easy dinner for you. So without further ado, let's get started. And the ingredients that you will be needing for this dish today will be sopes, canned pinto beans, manteca, yellow onion, cumin, chorizo, crema or sour cream, cotija cheese, and lettuce, and any other desired toppings that you may want. Now we can move on to our beans. These take just a little bit of time, so we're gonna get those started. That way we can get everything else ready to go as well. Let's get into it. Okay, now time to get everything prepped for our beans. We'll need our yellow onion, manteca, cumin, and canned pinto beans. I use about 3 cans per person that we'll be eating for that night, and about a tablespoon of manteca per can of beans. Now for the onion, I'm going to be using about half of this onion. I'm going to be dicing it in a really large dice, nothing crazy, because as soon as I put it in the pan, it gets blended in with the beans. With that being said, if you aren't planning on using an immersion blender like I have, you are going to want to cut these up really, really small so that you can mash them and you're not biting into huge chunks of onion. So, there's some birds fighting out there. It's okay, I'll serve you some too. All right, they're good now. But I'm just gonna do a really big dice on this. So going to take off the end of our onion. Cutting that off, turning it flat on its side, getting rid of this, and cutting it in half on the rooted side. Okay, this can be used for something else. I'm going to get rid of these skins here. There we go, that one looks fine. Clean up our board. Also, of course, we have our board here and our sharp knife, as well as our little mat that goes underneath this to keep everything nice and sturdy. All right, like I said, just really large dice. The same concept I showed you in the spaghetti video, but just a lot larger. So I just did 4 down the edge. Now I'm gonna turn my onion in horizontally, just cut like that. Oh, some more root, let's take that away. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna take as much of this as possible. Then we just have our little root end right here. That can get tossed away. Just gonna cut that piece in half. Now we have a bunch of large dices. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and move over to the burners and get our beans all ready to go. Now I have a shallow pan. You might need a bigger one depending on how many beans you'll be making, but this is just the size that I need. Now, right over here, I have our manteca all ready to go and our pan heating up. I'm gonna get that in there and get this all melted. Alrighty. Now that this is fully melted and heated up, we can go ahead and add our onion in. I went ahead and turned down the heat just a little bit. Now, I don't want these browned, I just want these to turn translucent and for them to cook just about all the way through. So I'm going to stir continuously so that they don't burn or brown. Just wait for them to get a little bit more soft. Alrighty, now after about 5 minutes, our onions have softened. They browned just a little bit, no worries. I just didn't want them super dark at all. But that's bound to happen with a higher heat. But now that these are nice and hot and soft and ready to go, we can go ahead and add in our beans. Now I'm going to start with 1 can. I'm going to have this really hot. This is going to be our initial frying stage. I'm going to pour it in quickly. Turn this up really hot. Give it a couple seconds. Once you really start to hear these sizzling, I'm going to go ahead and pour in all the beans, including the juice. Okay, it's been a few seconds, and now we go straight in. Now that sound is exactly what I want. Just the initial frying of the beans, and that just gives them flavor. Now, before adding the other 2 cans of beans, I'm gonna get these all blended up with my immersion blender here. That way we ensure that all these onion pieces are all blended in to these beans. Now, just like that, all of the onions are blended into our beans, and we can go ahead and add the rest of them. I have our other ones here. They just go straight in. Okay, and now that these are all mixed in, I'm going to blend it just a little bit more. I don't want these super smooth, but I do not want this big of chunk of beans in here. So just go ahead and blend it or mash it to your desired texture. And now, just like that, after a little bit of blending, I have my desired texture. Just a few chunks of beans. Now I'm gonna let this go. This depends. If you're gonna be standing here watching it for about 30 minutes, you can have this on a high heat and it'll go just a little bit quicker, or kind of a lot quicker. But if you want this on a low heat and you just wanna let it go low and slow, as long as you get up to mix it every few minutes, you can have this on a low heat and let this go for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna get these turned up and continuously mixing so that nothing sticks and burns at the bottom. This is what's gonna make them refried and that beautiful thick consistency that we like. Want it about twice as thick as this is. But of course, do it to your preference. Alrighty. Now I have half a teaspoon of cumin here. Then I'm gonna go directly into our beans. And that's it. Just a little bit of this. It's a very strong seasoning. Get those all mixed in and continue to reduce these. Alrighty, now that our beans are cooking up, I'm stirring every so often. I have this on a medium heat because I have been watching it. But as you can see, they're starting to get much more thick. Now that these are just about done into my desired texture, we can go ahead and start cooking the chorizo so that we can go ahead and put it into the beans. Now here I have pork chorizo. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the pan and get it cooking. Okay, now this is all in here, and I'm just gonna get this cooked up. And once the beans are ready, once the chorizo is ready, we can add it all together and get our sopes all fried up and ready to assemble. Alrighty, now our chorizo is all cooked and our beans are all fried and ready to go, which means we can add these all together. I'm adding all of it. You can add however much you prefer, depending on how much of the chorizo taste that you like. I love me some chorizo. So I am going to add all of this in here, and I'm not missing any of that flavor. And just like that, I'm gonna get all of this mixed together. Perfect. Now that our beans and chorizo are all done, before we fry our sopes, we can go ahead and get all of our toppings ready. I have a tomato here, an avocado, and some iceberg lettuce. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the lettuce. Now, we're not gonna judge my lettuce. I have been using it all week long. So whatever is left is whatever we have left. Is this little half bit here. When I'm gonna get this sliced up really thin, I like mine really thin. Take off this top layer that's a little bit wilted. No problem there. Put that to the side. Now, I'm just gonna get this chopped up. However this will seem to work. Let's see. I'm gonna take off this core here. Put that aside. There we go. Okay. Now that that's there, I'm gonna grab a bowl and put all of our pieces in here. Just separate them. Get all of that in there like that. Now that this one's nice and flat, I'm gonna take it and slice it nice and thin. And into our bowl. So there's our lettuce. Now we can go ahead and get our tomato all cut. I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off this board real quickly. Alrighty, there's our board. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut off the top of our tomato here. That way we have a flat edge. We're gonna put it on our flat edge and throw away this top piece. Now I'm gonna cut into slices. Now that we have all of our slices here, I'm just gonna take them one at a time and cut them into dices. There we go. Now we have all of our diced tomatoes. me go ahead and put this in a bowl as well. Now I'm going to show you how to cut an avocado. I'm going to get this board cleaned up and we can move on to the avocado. Alrighty, now that I'm back, we have this avocado here. Really big, I know. But I'm going to cut it down the middle till I hit the pith or the pit. And then I'm going to run my knife around all the way around that seed in there. Now that it's cut all the way around, I'm going to take it and lightly twist. Just like that, we have our avocado. Now, cool thing about this is you can take it, you can just peel the skin completely off of it. Sometimes they come off in full pieces, other times they do not. This one does not seem to want to. There we go, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and peel this and then I'll be back. All right, what I went ahead and did is I just cut it completely in half. I'm gonna grab a spoon real quick. And I'm going to take my spoon and run it along the back side of the skin. That way, it all fully comes off. And we have our avocado right there. Like I said, if you're lucky, the skin will just peel right off. No issues. But this works as well. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, gotta get that flipped over. You can discard of all the skins. I'm just gonna get these all sliced up. And just like that, we can go ahead and move over to frying our sopes. Now that our oil is all nice and hot, this is what I'm going to be using tonight for our sopes. They're the cacique sopes. These are just store-bought. They're tasty to me and they're good. Make them handmade if you like. Tonight, we're just going simple and easy. Now, my pan is a little bit on the smaller side, so I'm going to do one, possibly two at a time. But I don't want to overcrowd the pan and I don't want to lower the temperature of my oil. I want to make sure that these are nice and fried all the way through. So this is nice and hot. You can always test it by seeing if it bubbles up like that, and this one's all good to go. So I'm going to throw that in there and get it all fried up. You know what? Looks like we're good. I'm going to go ahead and put the second one in as well. Woo! Don't do that. So just go ahead and fry these to your desired texture. I like mine a little bit more on the soft side, but you can also fry them extra so that they're a little bit crispy. You just want these nice and golden brown. Also make sure that the oil gets in the little divot that's in here so that everything's evenly fried. Ooh. And just like that, it's all golden brown on both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on a on a paper towel lined plate to let all the excess oil drain off. Golden brown on both sides. So you have this versus this. This is what we would like. Alrighty, now we have everything ready to go and ready to assemble. So we're gonna get our sopes, put our beans and chorizo in, and then we can put all of our toppings. Our beans and chorizo are in. Now I like some lettuce on mine. Some sour cream. This one's nice because you can just go ahead and squeeze it. And then we have our cotija cheese that I'm going to sprinkle over the top. And just like that, we have our sope. Now make as many as you'd like. You can get to grubbing. Okay, now time to give it a try. See if I can bite into this. That is so good. You got that tender sope that is fried to perfection. Those perfectly refried beans that have the perfect texture, and that chorizo flavor really comes through. You have crispy lettuce, you got some cheese on there, some fresh tomatoes, and it is delicious. And there you have it, sopes de chorizo. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope when you make this, you love it. I don't really think there's a way you can't love it. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe right down below. And I'll see you again right here in the kitchen.